Hey guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how I create an isometric greenhouse using Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. I will break down all the tools that I use, as well as sharing some tips to speed up your creative flow. Then I'm gonna share my entire process from designing in Illustrator to texturing in Photoshop. Alright, let's jump in. So first, let's create the framework of the building in Illustrator. I'm using the rectangle tool and change the size of it in order to build up the different elements, like the front, roof, and even the door. One easy way to delete or combine few shapes together is to use the Shape Builder tool. I'm a big fan, I use it a lot. Just select your elements and press Shift-M. Hold the Option key to remove any parts, or simply click and draw to combine elements. Now, let's create the side of the house with different panels. Hold Shift to duplicate the shape and press Command-D to repeat the process. It's easier and faster. Alright, so here I'm using an action script that I have created in order to convert shapes into any isometric views. You can download the script in the video description, it will save you plenty of time. I'm now drawing the roof by using the pen tool, point by point. I need to change the stroke color, so I press I to activate the eyedrop. While holding Shift, I can now pick any color that I want. I now duplicate the door and use the isometric action script. Now let's create the last element, the handle which will stand on top of the greenhouse. I am drawing a rectangle that I will combine with a circle using again the Shape Builder tool. One way to weld points together is to select both of them, then right-click and use the join options on the menu. I use the Command Y shortcut to switch to outline mode. This helps a lot when it comes to move elements precisely. Also, make sure you activate the Smart Guides by pressing Command U. Let's move on to the floor and create a square that I will duplicate a few times in order to design the tiles. The foundation of the house are not finished. Let's add some colors and move on to the next part. Let's start adding some details to this greenhouse. I'm now designing a first plan, which is a combination of circles and a chip on top. I make sure all the elements are aligned together. Feel free to adjust the size as you please. I want to create some fake highlights by selecting parts of the shape and convert it into a stroke. Let's use a 4-point weight for consistency. Let's do the same for the bottom part, but I will use a different color for this one. Next, the flower. One easy way to create it is by playing around the stroke settings. Here, I want a pretty thick dash line. Once I'm happy with it, I transform the stroke into a shape using the Expand Appearance in the Object menu. This will flatten any effects. I can now remove the middle part and make it a cute little flower. Let's duplicate it and change its orientation in order to add some volume. Now our flowers are grouped and aligned to the pot. We can start drawing the stems with our friend the pen tool. I also like using the pencil tool, which allows me to draw freely. You can then tweak the strokes as you wish. Our first plant is now finished. Let's add another one. I first create the profile shape and then apply the classic 3D revolve effect. Make sure you select the right edge and position angle, which is the isometric one. You just need to prepare the object like we did before in order to change its color manually. For the leaf, I'm using a square shape and round 2 of its corners. And then use the R tool in the Wrap Effect menu in order to get a bent object. Then let's tweak the path by adding a middle point, change its position and move its centers. We now have a nice looking leaf we can duplicate and align to the new flower pot. I'm adding an extra leaf at the bottom using the pen tool. Let's move to the last plant. The petals are simply made by using a stroke, which I edit with the Width tool. Next, use the Rotation tool to duplicate it as you wish. For the vase, I will use the same technique as previously, drawing the shape profile first, and then apply the 3D revolve effect. Now let's place our cute little flowers in our greenhouse. I'm not happy with the tiles color, so let's change it. Let's add some more greens. I use the pen tool to draw the extra flourish on each side. Our greenhouse is not completed. Now let's move to Photoshop to add some texture, the final part. So beforehand, we need to copy all the vector elements and pass them into Photoshop. My process is pretty organic. I will select any artwork layer, like this one for instance, which contains the flowers. Use the Magic Wand tool to select any part you wish to add texture, like this orange color on the pot. And then create a new layer on top, as well as a layer mask combined to it. You can now use the brush tool with your favorite brush selected to paint any texture. I will recommend using a pen tablet, which makes all the process more organic and enjoyable. If you wish to know more about the brush I'm using, let me know in the comments. Alright, let's crack on and texture the whole house. Here is the final artwork. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. See you in the next video.